So, what we're about to break down isn't just another escape story. Oh no, this is a masterclass in strategy, cooked up under the most extreme pressure imaginable. We're going to deconstruct a truly desperate flight for survival and the brilliant two-part plan that was, really, their only shot. This right here, this sums up the whole problem, doesn't it? Breaking out of that Gnoll prison wasn't the end of the line. It was just the start of the hunt. This single line sets a chilling tone. Every single step they take forward is shadowed by the very real threat of being dragged right back. All right, so who are the people at the heart of this? You've got Cedric, a druid who can speak to the wild itself. Talonor, an elven ranger who can read the land like a book. And then you have this incredible blend of magic and martial skill with a bard, a wizard, and not one, but two samurai. Trust me, this very specific mix of talents is going to be absolutely crucial for what's coming next. And this just lays out the brutal math of their situation. The numbers seem kind of small, right? Only 6 Gnolls. But they're smart. They're organized into these super efficient hunting pairs. And the worst part? They're using smoke signals, literally turning the landscape against our heroes. 300 miles to safety suddenly feels like an impossible distance. So you could imagine with the Gnolls closing in relentlessly, they hit a wall, a breaking point right at the river's edge. They realize that staying together as one big group just makes them a slow, easy target. Their only real choice is to split up, to multiply their chances. One hope, but two very, very different and dangerous paths. And this is where the genius of the plan really comes into focus. They don't just split up randomly. They create 2 specialized teams. You've got the River Group, aka the Escort. Their whole mission is speed. Use a magical canoe, get the civilians to safety no matter what. And then you have the Decoy Group, the Bait. This is a team of trackers and fighters, and their job is to be loud, to be seen, to lead those hunters on a wild goose chase. Their only lifeline, a pair of magical sending stones to stay in touch. It's an incredible gamble. Okay, let's follow that first path down the river. This part of the journey is all about hope fighting against a ticking clock. Every single paddle stroke brings them closer to safety, but they have absolutely no idea what's happening to their friends who stayed behind. The tension must have been unbearable. And for a moment, just for a moment, it looks like the gamble paid off. 4 grueling days on that river, and then there it is, at Fuldern. Can you just imagine the wave of relief, seeing that town, knowing you got these people out of the dark and into the light? It feels like the mission is a success. But just when they think they can finally breathe, that relief just shatters. As night begins to fall, a new terror creeps in. There are figures marching on the town. Is it the Gnolls? Did they somehow beat them there? Panic just rips through the survivors. You've just reached safety only to find what looks like an army on your doorstep. Now to figure this out, we have to hit rewind. Let's jump back to that other group, the ones who took the harder road. You gotta remember, their job wasn't to escape the hunters. Their job was to be found by them. They were literally running straight into the fire. You can just feel the tension ratcheting up over these 4 days. It starts as this clever game of cat and mouse, with false trails and doubling back. But by day 3, the hunters are close, too close. And then bam, day 4, the chase is over. The ground literally trembles as 6 Gnolls riding these monstrous wargs burst out of the trees. It looks like it's all over. And then, the worst possible thing happens. Cedric, the druid, their anchor to the wild, he goes down. He just collapses, motionless on the ground. To the Gnolls, this must have looked like the perfect victory, their prey, finally exhausted and broken. So you have to ask yourself, is this it? Was it all for nothing? Did the decoys just sacrifice themselves? I mean, it sure looks that way. It looks like the hunters have won. But nope, that was their mistake, their big mistake. Thinking he was broken, because that collapse, that wasn't an act of exhaustion. It was the first move in a perfectly laid trap. And here is the brutal, beautiful payoff. Step 1, the feint. Cedric's collapse makes the Gnolls overconfident, brings them in close. Step 2, the shift. He doesn't just get up, he explodes into the form of a massive bear. And that's the signal for step 3, the strike.
Okazaki and Talonor erupt from their hiding spots. It's all steel and claws and fury. This isn't a defense, it's an annihilation.
The result? Utterly devastating. In a matter of moments, 5 of the 6 hunters are cut down. The decoy group didn't just survive the chase, they completely dismantled their pursuers.
But it wasn't a clean sweep. One got away. So while the immediate threat is gone, a warning is now racing back towards the main Gnoll force. They won the battle, but they just lost the element of surprise.
Okay, so now let's jump back to that nail-biter in Apfeldern. The survivors are terrified, watching these armed figures marching closer and closer as the sun sets.
But as they get closer, they realize it's not an army of monsters. It's Jeremiah the blacksmith, Father Erich, and they've got 12 crystal guards with them. Their banners are raised high, armor gleaming in the twilight. This isn't an invasion. It's a welcome party. It's the cavalry.
And that's the real emotional payoff. The river group's desperate journey didn't just lead them to a place to hide, it led them to reinforcements, to allies. That town and the survivors they brought with them are finally truly protected. They are safe. So, they did it. They pulled it off. 2 brilliant, risky plans executed under impossible pressure, and they worked. But it's a bittersweet victory, right? Apfeldern is safe for tonight. But that lone Gnoll is racing back through the darkness, carrying a message. And that leaves us with one heck of a chilling question. What happens when the rest of the horde turns its eyes toward this one small, defiant town?